welcome back. And thank you guys so much for joining us again. I have Bryan Sullivan here with me.
A lot of the board meetings I try and watch everyone, but I see a lot of parading the pony, and we're doing this, these group of people are great, but they never once have said, oh, well, we've got a lot of work to do in this area. Our grades are slipping, or our graduation rates are going down, whatever have you. But it's all in their narrative, what they want you to see.
And graduation rates are going up, but they don't tell you why. They don't tell you how. They don't tell you, well, yeah, we've lowered the requirements here. So they're not talking. And I'm not saying that necessarily District 6 is the only one that's doing it, or it was their idea. I believe this is coming down from the state, from the Department of Education on the federal level. Like, I feel like this is not necessarily, oh, we're going to do this to make our numbers better. But when they talk about all the, things that they're doing, yet they don't talk about some of this underlying stuff. Recently at a board meeting, they were talking about how great their IB numbers are at Greeley West. They've tripled. Well, what they don't tell you is currently all sophomores are required to take an IB class. All of their English classes, well, of course your numbers are going to go up. And they're like, well, these students, they're just scared to take IB classes. And that may be. That honestly may be. But how can you put that feather in your cap when it's not by choice that these kids' enrollment is going up? It's being forced. They're being required to do that.
Yeah, it's kind of like COVID. I think awoke a lot of people, a lot of parents, and what have you. But I think as far as graduation, I don't trust any government entity. I don't trust medical society anymore. I don't trust the education system anymore. I see how corrupt it is with the school boards, and I see how corrupt it is in the teachers union because they lobby the political system constantly. But I've heard from teachers firsthand information that it is not, the graduation rates aren't what they seem. They are forced to pass people. They are forced to give them good grades to pass people by the principals, by other teachers. And I've heard this more than once. I've heard it actually many times from teachers.
They have equitable grading as well, so are more likely to lose more points by being tardy to a class than you are by failing a test. Because they don't want that. They want everything to be perfect and great, and they can pat themselves on the back. We were told that, because currently it's like 34% of our fourth graders can read at grade level.
Right.
But you can't translate that into the graduation rate because it's not the same. Well, of course it's not, because the government does shifty things with their numbers and how they compute them and so on and so forth. But I can guarantee you pretty close to probably 34% of our graduates can read at grade level. How do you justify in 7 years that a student who was struggling at this level has not only caught up, but is now where they're supposed to be? So they were, say in fourth grade, they were reading at a third grade level, but now they're in fifth grade and they're at a fifth grade level. How did that jump happen?
Right.
Why are we not offering that? Why aren't we parading that program around? Why aren't we, talking about that if that was truly the case?
Yeah. One specific case was a teacher was going to fail a student, and the parents found out and came in and had a conversation with the teacher, and come to find out that the kid wasn't going to school. He wasn't coming to class. He was failing all of his stuff, but he was a star athlete. And the principal said, you have to pass him, plain and simple. And she did. She had to.
Shame on the parents.
Yeah.
Shame on the parents. for feeling like they could go in and get their little Johnny into, and bully the teacher into giving the grade that they thought that he should have, and not addressing the issue of not going to class.
Right.
We were talking at the school accountability committee meeting about the potential for vape detectors in the bathrooms, and if there were, and so on. And the principal goes, I don't want to tell you because I don't want you to tell your kid. And I said, no, I will not tell my kid, because if she is stupid enough to vape, I hope she's stupid enough to get caught.
Yep.
She deserves that. And we don't, as parents, unfortunately, that's not the common view anymore.
No.
I mean, I know we get frustrated with the teachers and the administration and such, but the parents are also to blame for a lot of this. At Greeley West right now, you have to scan your student ID to go into the bathroom. Yes.
Wow.
Because they were having so many issues. Apparently, the bathrooms are the cool place to hang out. And so to try and reduce the number of kids that are unnecessarily in the bathroom, they're making them scan in and out of it. And it's like, wait a minute, parents, you need to have a conversation with your kids. And it's not elementary kids we're having this conversation with. It's high school kids.
Right.
Like, these kids are college and career ready, but they don't know the appropriateness of the bathroom. Like, what?
Right.
Everything's fine. The boat is not sinking.